So the fatals we have are just horrendous. I lost my parents very close together. One of them were on duty. I had tears at the scene. I didn't know who I was, didn't know where I was, didn't know I was a police officer. I can't cope with any more information going in. Yeah, so 19 years in job, all at West Yorkshire, all in uniform, 15 in traffic. I were a tutor constable, I were a tutor in traffic as well, loved the job, beside with the job. Just a lifestyle of fatals, the most horrendous fatals you could ever think about. Bradford's just full of people that race cars, but it's full of urban and rural roads, roads of 150 mile an hour roads. So the fatals we have are just horrendous. I lost my parents very close together. One of them were on duty. I had to go to the hospital, and then gave authority to switch my mum's ventilator off. And I was stood there as the officer in uniform. I gave the nod, the doctor switched the ventilator off, and my mum passed away. So I've always had that, even though it's not, I've always had that feeling that I've killed my mum. I've given authority for my mum to die. And that's because I put that on myself as the officer in uniform. I should have been Ben, but I wanted our PC Pearson at the time, even though it was mum. Within a couple of months, my dad, who's my best friend, tells me he's got terminal cancer. He ends up dying at Christmas time. Sorry, I've missed a bit here. Sorry about that. So we lay my mum to rest. I actually, after my mum died, I went straight back to work because that's what bobbies do. And I got told to go home. But I went, no, I'm fine. Fine to work. It's not an issue. And after I laid my mum rest, the first day back, I got told to go out in a marked car. I don't know how you can go hide in a marked traffic car, but go hide. First job I went to then were a 2-year-old decapitated by a truck, first day after mum's funeral. And I just got to the scene, and the first job in whatever, 17, 18 years, I were in tears at the scene. Little boy laid in the middle of the road, decapitated. And it really, really did something to me that day. And then obviously my dad sits me down, tells me he's got terminal cancer. After all the jobs, it was straight back to work, where the little boy, Isaac Brocklehurst, fatal. And all these fatals just building up because I wasn't even dealing with the trauma of my mum. I wasn't even dealing with it. I was just thrust back into a lifestyle of deal with this, deal with my shit, forget about your own shit. Deal with my shit, forget about your own shit. I'm more important, I'm a member of the public. Don't forget about yourself.
So was it almost like putting all these things in a box?
Yeah.
And just locking them away, or...
Yeah, so the classification of PTSD, for people that don't understand how it works, is that your life is built on memories and incidents, smells, textures, songs. So you might play a song and, it takes me back to 1965 and I remember so-and-so. I remember this smell, my first girlfriend smelled. So your life's built up on that. That's all your memories. They're in these certain boxes inside. They're all date and time stamped. Then you'll have your trauma boxes. Your trauma are your black boxes. So when something's happened to you, you put it in a black box. This has gone on from when you were first born. You might have been 6, something happened. 8, something happened. If you were sexually abused, something happened. Put it in this box. These boxes stack up and up and up and up. And they go all the way up. Imagine them going up 200 feet. And then the last box can be something not as bad. You put that on top and it starts to list over. As you look directly up, the only box you can technically see is the end box. You can see that end thing that's made it lean over. But you're not seeing all these boxes down here. So all the PTSD does in theory is it pulls all the timestamps off all the boxes and all your normal memories, all the smells, all the textures, all the songs, everything you've ever watched in your normal bank, pulls it out. And then this black box comes crashing down and they're all interlinked together. So you could be walking through Asda, just talking to your friend, your wife, your girlfriend, then something happens of remembering the child death of something that were on the radio, that's mixed in with your normal life day-to-day routine, where you timestamp and literally you're drawn straight back, you hear that scene and you pee yourself in public. And that's how it is. It's nothing's got a date anymore. Nothing's got a correct smell anymore. So you'll have all these trigger warnings. What you've got to do is go all the way back to the beginning of the trauma, find out which was the beginning of the trauma, and start dealing with each one independent. I never dealt with my mum, and there were Isaac on top of that. Then there were a fatal. This doesn't take into account the 19 years of fails before this and what's happened in life in general, my normal day-to-day life. This is just at this time in the police. Fail. My dad, fail. And I remember getting out at a bump on Ruler Lane in Bradford, something and nothing. A gentleman had a cut on his hand. And I remember pulling up in X5, our passenger, and Baby Ben were driving, and we got out, and as my head came under air pillar on car, and my foot touched the floor, I remember the lad holding his hand up. As soon as my head had come out, it was like I'd left everything in the car. Didn't know who I was, didn't know where I was, didn't know a police officer. People talking to me, and all I could hear were when they were talking to me. Peed myself. Just, you don't have control of this. It's not like you go, I'm doing it now. Basically, your brain has got to that point where it's looking at all these images on the floor, all these trauma books, all these black boxes, all these date timestamps. And it gets to a certain point, like with your computer, your CD-ROM, your memory's full, your hard drive's done, and it'll just go, boo. And basically your brain will shut down to save itself. I can't cope with any more information going in. I've got all these stuff to sort out in background, and you're flooding me with more information that I've got to take in. So your brain will shut down. It'll allow you to breathe. It'll allow you to eat. It'll allow you to piss and shit, and it'll allow you to sleep. And that's all it'll